In a forest not far from where we live, a very young bird settled in his nest shortly after the sunset. Tomorrow, baby bird and the rest of the flock would travel south, as they did each year. Sleep did not come easily for the young bird. The thrill of traveling stirred too much excitement in him. From the nest, he looked across the sturdy and family branch and watched as his mother sat darning a shirt, unaware of the little set of eyes that watched her. "Mother?" the baby bird asked. "You are awake still," she said, not looking up. "Why do we fly south every winter?" Mother bird smiled. "An odd question from my odd baby bird," she said. "We fly south because we cannot walk such a great distance." "That is not an answer," the young bird said, annoyed by the quickness of her answer. "I am not a baby any longer. I am old enough to ask you questions. If I am old enough to ask the questions, you ought to give me an answer," he said. "I want to know the reason we have to leave our home every year, so you must tell me." Mother bird heard the earnestness in his voice. She turned to her child, and approaching the nest she said, "My, perhaps you're no longer a baby, but you're a curious boy." "I am your son," the boy said. "If I am curious, it is because I learned it from you. Now tell me, why do we fly south for the winter?" Mother bird knelt beside the nest, looking directly into her son's bright brown eyes. With patience and kindness she said, "I do not know that I can answer your question in a way that will make you happy. But if I must, I will tell you what I know." The young bird drew in a breath of excitement. "Yes, Mother, please, tell me what you know." Mother bird spread her great wings over the small boy. She said, "The forest is home to many creatures. We are among the many creatures that call this place home, even though this is our home in the spring and summer. We do not own this land." The boy asked, "If we do not own this land, then who does?" "This world belongs to the king, and the king has many children. This forest belongs to his daughter. She is a princess." "A princess?" the boy said in awe. "Why have we never seen her? I have explored this forest with my friends and on my own, and I know all who live here. I have never seen a princess." "Would you know a princess if you saw one?" "I think I should," the boy asked. "What does she look like?" "I have never seen her with my own eyes." With disappointment, the boy asked, "If you have never seen her, how do you know that she exists?" "Because I have heard her singing, and her song is made of ice and wind and snow." The boy imagined this princess. He said, "Ice and wind and snow." He added, "She must be very beautiful." "Yes, she is the daughter of the king, so she must be beautiful. More so, she loves us very much, and that is why she sings her song. We are not made to survive the ice and wind and snow, and so she let us know through her song that it is time to leave and head south." The boy, puzzled, he asked, "Why have I never heard her song?" "Perhaps you are sleeping when she sings her song." "Then I will stay up late and I will hear her song," the boy said. Mother Bird smiled. "When you are older and a man, you will have no bedtime. Then you will be able to stay up as late as you wish. In that time you will hear her song and understand her words." "But I wish to hear her song now." "Do not wish for such a thing," Mother Bird said. "I have told you all I know. Now, as you are still a boy and still my son, you must sleep. The hour is late and tomorrow will be here soon." The boy attempted a protest, but sleep overtook him and his eyes closed involuntarily. Once asleep, Mother Bird silently continued her duties, preparing the food that they would need for their journey, and far away, in a place near the canyon, the princess of the forest sang her song. Here ends the story as I found it written on a scrap of old newspaper. Would you like to hear how it ends? I shall tell you. On the morning, when all of the birds flew south for the winter, Baby Bird disappeared from the nest and ventured deep into the forest. He knew his mother would be worried, so he left her a note saying that he loved her, but that he was curious and must see the princess. He hoped that his mother would understand his determination and curiosity. Those who are curious can seldom follow the ways of the flock, and Baby Bird was no different. When he made it into the center of the forest, he perched himself on a naked branch and waited. Several days passed. The boy grew cold and hungry, and the few berries he found did not fill his empty stomach. Still, he refused to lose hope that he would meet the princess. He continued to wait. Weeks passed, and the weather turned cold. Winter approached, and he wondered how he would survive. When he thought he could take no more, he heard a beautiful song very near to him. "I am here," he cried. "Princess, I have come to see you." The princess did not appear at first, but Baby Bird continued to call her. Finally she showed herself, and her beauty was so blinding that the boy could not speak. She was more beautiful than he ever imagined. The princess approached him. "Why have you not left with your family?" she asked kindly. "I wanted to see you with my own eyes. My mother and my flock have flown south. I could never find them now. Will you let me stay with you?" he asked. The princess smiled, for she knew that the boy was alone. "Yes," she said with kindness, "you will stay with me always." Then she knelt at his side and kissed him until he turned as white as the snow that fell all around.